Life will break you, test you, and sometimes leave you standing in ruins. But it's in those very ruins where your greatest strength is born. Rebuilding yourself isn't about pretending the pain never existed. It's about learning to grow stronger because of it. Every failure, heartbreak, and setback is a brick, and you choose whether to let it crush you or help you build a stronger foundation. Change is one of life's greatest constants, yet it is often the hardest thing for people to accept. When life shifts unexpectedly, when dreams fall apart, relationships end, or plans crumble, our first instinct is to resist. We hold on to the familiar, even when it no longer serves us, because it feels safe. But rebuilding yourself begins the moment you stop fighting against what's changing and start flowing with it. Acceptance doesn't mean giving up. It means recognizing reality as it is, not as you wish it to be. It's understanding that you cannot rebuild a stronger version of yourself while clinging to the broken pieces of your past. Embracing change requires courage. The courage to let go of the old identity, old habits, and old ways of thinking that have kept you stuck. Many people fear change because it brings uncertainty. But that very uncertainty is where growth lives. It's where you discover your resilience and creativity. Think of it like shedding old skin. The process might be uncomfortable, but it's necessary for renewal. You can't step into your next chapter while carrying the weight of who you used to be. The more you open yourself to change, the more opportunities you create for transformation to take place. When you choose to accept change, you shift your mindset from resistance to readiness. You begin to see obstacles not as roadblocks, but as redirections. Every ending is an invitation to begin again, and every setback is a hidden setup for something greater. By embracing change, you teach yourself to adapt, to bend without breaking. This mindset turns challenges into fuel for your evolution. It's no longer about what you've lost, but about what you're capable of becoming. Acceptance allows you to see beyond the immediate pain and glimpse the possibility of a stronger, wiser, more fulfilled version of yourself waiting to emerge. Acceptance also brings peace, the kind that comes from releasing control and trusting the process. It's realizing that life isn't happening to you, it's happening for you. Every shift, every loss, and every transition is shaping you into the person you're meant to be. When you stop fighting against change, you allow healing to take place. You begin to rebuild, not from a place of fear, but from a place of faith. Embracing change doesn't erase the past. It honors it as a chapter that prepared you for your rebirth. And when you finally accept that transformation is part of your journey, you open yourself to infinite possibilities of who you can still become. Pain is inevitable. It is a part of every human experience. But what defines us is not the pain itself. It's what we choose to do with it. Some people allow pain to break them, while others use it as the very fuel that drives them toward greatness. When you experience heartbreak, loss, or disappointment, it's easy to sink into self-pity and question why life is unfair. Yet, within every painful experience lies a seed of power, a lesson, a message, or a strength that only suffering can reveal. Turning pain into purpose means refusing to let your suffering be meaningless. It's about transforming wounds into wisdom and scars into stories that inspire not only you, but others around you. When life hurts, it's giving you an opportunity to grow deeper than comfort ever could. Pain strips away illusions and exposes your true essence. It teaches you empathy, compassion, and resilience, qualities that comfort never builds. Every setback forces you to reevaluate your priorities and question what truly matters. This reflection becomes the foundation of purpose. The moments that once broke you begin to reveal their meaning when you decide to rise. Not as a victim, but as a victor. You begin to realize that your pain can serve a higher goal, to make you stronger, more aware, and more capable of helping others who are going through similar struggles. Turning pain into purpose is not an overnight transformation. It requires patience and a deep willingness to look inward, even when it hurts. It's a process of asking yourself, what can this pain teach me? Rather than, why did this happen to me? That shift in perspective changes everything. Suddenly, pain is no longer an enemy. It becomes your greatest teacher. It shapes your character, fuels your determination, and sharpens your focus. The things that once made you cry can eventually make you wise if you let them. Pain loses its power to destroy you the moment you assign it meaning and allow it to propel you forward instead of holding you back. Ultimately, turning pain into purpose means creating light from darkness. It means taking the most broken parts of yourself and using them to build something beautiful, a message, a mission, a movement, or even just a renewed sense of self. The strength you find in your suffering becomes the inspiration that guides others through theirs. Your story of struggle becomes a beacon of hope. When you channel pain into purpose, you reclaim control over your life's narrative. You are no longer defined by what hurt you, but by how you chose to rise from it. Every scar becomes proof that pain can be transformed into power, and that within every wound lies the blueprint of your greatest potential. Rebuilding yourself doesn't happen overnight. It's not about giant leaps or dramatic transformations. It's about the small, steady steps that compound over time. Many people give up on growth because they expect instant results. But true transformation is quiet, gradual, and often invisible in the beginning. The key is to start small, to take that first step, no matter how insignificant it seems. Small efforts, when repeated daily, create a powerful foundation for a change. Just as a tree grows from a tiny seed, your new life begins from small actions done with intention and commitment. The beauty of starting small is that it removes the pressure of perfection. It allows you to focus on progress, not speed. Consistency is the secret ingredient that turns small steps into big results. Anyone can start, but only those who stay consistent finish. It's easy to be motivated for a day or two, but real change happens when you keep showing up even when you don't feel like it. Consistency is about discipline, the ability to keep moving forward on days when your motivation fades. It's the quiet decision to keep going, to keep building even when progress feels invisible. Every day you stay consistent, you strengthen your habits, and those habits eventually shape your identity. What once felt difficult becomes natural because repetition turns effort into ease. Starting small and staying consistent also teaches patience. It helps you appreciate the process instead of rushing toward the result. When you move slowly and deliberately, you begin to notice growth in places you didn't expect. You start valuing the journey as much as the destination. Small, consistent actions like reading for 10 minutes a day, journaling your thoughts, or taking a daily walk may not seem powerful at first, but over weeks and months, they transform your mindset and your life. The discipline you build through consistency becomes your superpower, enabling you to handle bigger challenges with calm and confidence. When you stay consistent, you send a message to yourself that you are committed to your growth, no matter how long it takes. Every small win reinforces your belief that you are capable of change. You begin to see that success isn't about doing everything at once, it's about doing something every day. Even when life feels overwhelming, a single small step forward is still progress. Over time, those tiny, consistent efforts build momentum. They shape you into someone stronger, wiser, and more resilient. The journey of rebuilding isn't defined by how fast you move, but by how faithfully you keep moving, one small step at a time. Believing in your power is the foundation of rebuilding yourself. Without self-belief, even the strongest plans and best intentions fall apart. The truth is, you are far stronger than you think. But most people never tap into that strength because they underestimate themselves. They let fear, doubt, and insecurity silence their potential. To rebuild your life, you must first believe that you can. That belief becomes the spark that ignites every action, every change, every breakthrough. When you believe in your own power, you stop waiting for others to validate your worth. You begin to realize that the power to create, to heal, and to rise has always been within you. It was just waiting to be awakened. Believing in yourself doesn't mean you never feel fear or doubt. It means you choose to move forward despite them. Every person who has ever rebuilt their life started with uncertainty. What set them apart wasn't perfection, it was conviction. They chose to trust their inner strength even when the path was unclear. When you believe in your power, you develop a mindset of resilience. You stop viewing challenges as signs to quit and start seeing them as opportunities to prove your strength. This shift in perspective allows you to handle setbacks with courage instead of fear. Your belief becomes your armor, protecting you from negativity, criticism, and the weight of past failures. Self-belief is built through action. The more you show up for yourself, the stronger your confidence grows. Every time you take a risk, face a fear, or achieve a small victory, you reinforce the truth that you are capable. Confidence isn't something you're born with, it's something you create through consistency and courage. When you honor your commitments, when you follow through on your goals, you begin to trust yourself deeply. That trust becomes the foundation for everything else. The more you believe in your ability to handle life's challenges, the less control fear has over you. You stop shrinking to fit your old story and start expanding into your true potential. Belief also attracts opportunity. When you carry yourself with quiet confidence, people feel it. Life begins to align with your energy because your belief sets the tone for what you attract. If you see yourself as powerless, your actions will reflect that. But if you see yourself as capable and worthy, you'll naturally act in ways that create success. Your mindset becomes a magnet for growth. Believing in your power doesn't make life easy, but it makes you unshakable in the face of difficulty. It reminds you that no matter how many times you fall, you have the strength to rise again. Because the greatest power you'll ever possess is the belief that you already have everything you need within you. Failure is not the opposite of success. It is part of the journey that leads to it. Every person who has achieved greatness has walked through the fire of failure. It humbles you, teaches you, and reveals truths that success never can. Yet most people run from it, fearing it as a sign of weakness or incompetence. The reality is that failure is a teacher disguised as pain. It exposes what doesn't work and gives you the chance to rebuild with more clarity and wisdom. When you choose to learn from failure instead of hiding from it, you transform it from an ending into a beginning. It becomes a powerful tool for growth, shaping you into someone who doesn't just survive setbacks, but thrives because of them. Every failure carries a lesson, a message about what needs to change, improve, or evolve. When things don't go your way, it's easy to blame circumstances or people, but growth begins when you take responsibility for your part in it. Reflection turns mistakes into knowledge. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? What will I do differently next time? These questions shift your focus from regret to resilience. Failure teaches adaptability. It pushes you to think creatively and find new paths where old ones collapsed. Over time, you begin to see that failing isn't something to fear, it's something to use. Each setback becomes a stepping stone, guiding you closer to your purpose with sharper understanding and deeper strength. Learning from failure also builds emotional endurance. It teaches you that disappointment is not destruction. The first few times you fail, it hurts. Your confidence may shake and your hope may falter. But as you rise from each fall, you realize that failure doesn't define you. Your response to it does. You begin to see the pattern. Failure only has power over you if you give up. When you choose to stand again, you gain a type of courage that can't be taught, only earned through experience. This resilience becomes your greatest asset. It allows you to face future challenges with calm assurance, knowing that no matter what happens, you've already proven you can rebuild. Failure also deepens your appreciation for success. When things come easily, we often take them for granted. But when you've stumbled, fought, and rebuilt after failure, your victories feel more meaningful. They carry the weight of perseverance and the pride of self-discovery. You begin to respect the process instead of rushing it. Failure grounds you, reminding you to stay humble, focused, and grateful. It teaches that every fall holds wisdom. Wisdom that can only be gained through experience. When you truly learn from failure, it no longer feels like defeat. It becomes a silent mentor guiding you toward becoming the best version of yourself. Your mindset is the foundation of everything you build in life. It determines how you see yourself, how you handle challenges, and how you respond to change. When your mindset is strong, you can face any obstacle with confidence. But when it's weak or clouded by negativity, even small problems can feel overwhelming. Protecting your mindset means guarding the thoughts, beliefs, and influences that shape the way you think. The world is full of distractions, comparison, and negativity. And if you're not careful, these things can drain your energy and weaken your spirit. Your mind is like a garden. Whatever you plant and nurture will grow. If you feed it positivity, resilience, and gratitude, it will bloom with strength and clarity. To protect your mindset, you must first become aware of what affects it. The people you spend time with, the content you consume, and the conversations you engage in all shape your inner world. If you surround yourself with doubt, criticism, or toxic energy, you start to absorb that same energy without even realizing it. But when you choose uplifting environments, books that inspire, friends who encourage, and habits that strengthen your focus, you create mental armor against negativity. It's not about pretending problems don't exist. It's about training your mind to stay calm and solution-oriented when they arise. A protected mindset keeps you grounded and helps you see opportunities even in difficult situations. Building a strong mindset also means learning to control your inner dialogue. The voice inside your head can be your greatest ally or your worst enemy. Too often people let self-doubt and fear dominate their thoughts. Protecting your mindset means challenging those limiting beliefs and replacing them with empowering truths. Instead of saying, "I can't do this," say, "I am learning to do this." Instead of focusing on what went wrong, focus on what can still go right. The words you repeat to yourself become the reality you live. When you practice self-affirmation and gratitude daily, you slowly reprogram your mind to see possibility instead of limitation. This mental discipline becomes your strength in moments when everything else feels uncertain. Protecting your mindset is an ongoing process, not a one-time act. Life will test you with stress, disappointment, and failure, and your mental strength will be what determines whether you break or rebuild. That's why you must protect it fiercely. Set boundaries with people who drain your peace, distance yourself from environments that feed negativity, and prioritize what nourishes your growth. Meditation, reading, journaling, or even moments of silence can help you reconnect with your inner balance. When your mind is centered, your life follows. A strong mindset doesn't mean you ignore challenges. It means you approach them with clarity, confidence, and control, knowing that no outside force can destroy the peace you've built within yourself. No matter how many times life knocks you down, the most important thing you can do is keep moving forward. Progress isn't always loud or visible. Sometimes it's quiet, persistence in the face of uncertainty. When you decide to keep going, even when the road feels endless and your strength feels small, you are choosing growth over surrender. Rebuilding yourself means accepting that setbacks are not the end. They are simply pauses, moments of redirection, or tests of endurance. Every step you take, no matter how small, moves you closer to becoming the person you meant to be. The act of continuing, of not giving up, is itself a victory, one that builds resilience, patience, and inner power. There will be times when you feel stuck, when progress seems invisible and motivation fades. It's in those moments that persistence matters most. Moving forward doesn't always mean running. Sometimes it means crawling, reflecting, or simply taking a deep breath and trying again tomorrow. The journey of self-rebuilding is rarely straight or easy. It's filled with highs and lows, clarity and confusion. But the secret is consistency, showing up for yourself day after day, even when you don't see immediate results. Growth often happens in silence, beneath the surface, where transformation is slow but steady. Every sunrise you face after a difficult night is proof that you are still standing, still fighting, still moving towards something greater. When you keep moving forward, you train your mind to focus on progress rather than perfection. Too often, people quit because they expect change to happen instantly. But life doesn't reward those who rush. It rewards those who persist. The ones who rise from their failures are not necessarily the strongest. They're the ones who refuse to stay down. By continuing to move forward, you learn to trust the process. Even when the destination isn't clear, every failure, every delay, and every disappointment carries a lesson. And those lessons become stepping stones towards strength and wisdom. With each small step, you build momentum, and that momentum slowly transforms your struggle into success. Keeping forward movement also builds faith, not only in yourself, but in life's timing. There's power in believing that your effort will pay off, even if you can't see it yet. When you move forward despite fear, doubt, or exhaustion, you demonstrate to yourself that your spirit is stronger than your circumstances. It's in motion that clarity appears. It's through persistence that purpose unfolds. You might not have everything figured out today, but by continuing to move, you give yourself the chance to discover what's next. Progress may be slow, but every step you take is proof that you haven't given up, and that unwavering persistence is what ultimately transforms rebuilding into rebirth. Rebuilding yourself is not a one-time act. It's a lifelong journey of becoming, unlearning, and rising stronger after every fall. You are not defined by what broke you, but by how you chose to rise again. Every scar, every failure, and every moment of doubt has shaped you into someone wiser and more resilient. The strength you seek has always lived within you, waiting for the moment you decide to stand up and start again. So, no matter where you are right now, keep believing, keep growing, and keep moving forward. Because every step you take in rebuilding yourself brings you closer to the life you were meant to live and the person you are always destined to become.